All right, what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. So, I wanted to talk about a couple of the players coming into the NFL draft. The draft is on Thursday, I believe, the 27th. And I wanted to talk about two specific players. One of them I'm going to be releasing on Wednesday as Bryce Young, talk about Bryce Young. But today we're going to focus on Anthony Richardson. Now, anybody who knows my thoughts on Anthony Richardson, I said it before and I said it again. Well, I want you to go back and watch my CJ Stroud video that I posted a couple months ago talking about him. But I want to talk about Anthony Richardson. I said in my CJ Stroud video, Anthony Richardson is probably going to be a bust because he's going to go to a team where he has to start and he's not ready yet, but he has the potential to be something. And that something is he can be the next Cam Newton. Now, the only way he can work as a Cam Newton is only if he's drafted to these three teams. Number one, the Seattle Seahawks. We all know how the Seattle Seahawks season is going to end. They're going to probably miss the playoffs. And if they do get to the playoffs, they're one and done. Geno Smith's not the guy. It was a good story. Geno Smith, he had his one good year, but he's going to come back down to reality. It's Geno Smith. He didn't work with the Jets. He didn't work with my Giants. He didn't work with whatever other team he was with. I think he was out of the league for a few years. It's Geno, no. Good story. Glad he got his bag, his money. But no, we know how this is going to end. You know what I'm saying? The Minnesota Vikings. Someone has to say it. Kirk Cousins is a backup quarterback at this point. He's a backup quarterback. A great backup quarterback, but he's a backup quarterback. You can't win with this guy. I'm sorry. How many mid-years is he going to have to start and be inconsistent and going to the playoffs? He goes to the playoffs one year, misses it. Goes to the playoffs another year, misses it. He's a backup. He'll be a great backup. If he was backing up Mahomes or Allen or somebody, or Joe Burrow, perfect Joe Burrow, because Joe Burrow's not as mobile as Allen, Patrick Mahomes, but he'll be a great backup. But Minnesota, it's time to move on. Stop wasting Stephon Diggs and Dalvin Cook if you keep them. Stop wasting their prime, okay? It's over. It's done. Your organization is great at drafting skill positions as running back and wide receivers. Build around that. And, it is what it is, man. And the Dolphins. Listen, glad Tua's back. Glad Tua, is not somewhere in a wheelchair right now speaking in tongues. But it's over. Tua, no. And he's even considering retirement. It's time to hang it up, Tua. But going back to Anthony Richardson, what all these teams have in common? They all have starting quarterbacks for at least a year. And that's what Anthony Richardson needs to do. Now, me personally, I think Anthony Richardson should have stayed in Florida and learned how to actually play quarterback instead of being an athletic freak. But at the same time, he demanded the draft. It is what it is. He's trying to get that money. Don't blame him. But he's not ready. I think if he sits behind a Kirk Cousins or a Geno Smith or a Tua for a year or two and actually learns the quarterback position, actually learns how to play quarterback, that's good. There's this notion, for some reason, teams, GMs, coaches, and even some fans think sitting a quarterback for a year or two is bad. I disagree. I think some quarterbacks, are ready to go in the NFL, like a Peyton Manning or something like that, or maybe even Mahomes, even though Mahomes sat for a year. And then some quarterbacks just need to sit down and be a raw talent. They need to sit down and learn the quarterback position. It's not a bad idea for him to sit down and learn how to play the quarterback position. Geno, Kurt are great veterans. They can teach him something. In Miami, Mike McDaniels could cook something up. Mike McDaniels can probably cook something up with Anthony Richardson and try to teach him how to play quarterback because Mike McDaniels is an offensive genius. But at the same time, Anthony Richardson is not ready to play. He's going to end up getting drafted to the Texans, or maybe even Carolina might take him in some surprise way, even though I got Bryce Young going to the Carolina Panthers. But Anthony Richardson can be the next Cam Newton if he's drafted to one of these three teams. I'm telling you, he has potential. Do I think he'll reach it? No, because he's going to end up being for one of these quarterbacks on these, horrible teams, and he's going to be horrible, and he's going to be the next Jamarcus Russell. But his ceiling can be prime Cam Newton. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? Let me know what you guys think of what you guys think of Anthony Richardson. What do you guys think he's gonna go? I have no idea where he's going to go. I think Carolina's sold on Bryce Young, and he'll end up with the Texans or something like that. But let me know where you guys think he's going to go. And I do think he does have potential, Cam Newton potential. But that's my thoughts. What are yours? RJ out.